Well, everybody is trying to become more customer focused. Everything from being able to identify what a client's needs are to being able to interact with the client in a much more collaborative manner. And the fact is, there isn't going to be one specific channel that is going to win out. The fact is, most insurers will continue to support multiple channels going forward. So it's not going to be independent agent over broker, over direct sales. It's going to be everything that the client wants to do. Because the fact is, most clients are getting used to being able to reach out and either touch their broker, their agent, or their insurance carrier over multiple channels. One of the core things that most carriers are having issues right now with is with the whole idea of omnichannel versus multi-channel. And let me define that. Multi-channel, as most people would define it today, is being able to enable access to the client across multiple channels such as call center, over the internet from a desktop perspective, mobile, through an agent, broker, etc. The problem is, in a multi-channel environment, the experience that the client has across those channels is often very different. Why? Because quite often those experiences are put together by separate teams. The result is that as a client moves from one channel to another, as the experience changes, their level of dissatisfaction rises. Also, when a client moves from one channel to another, they often have to start from scratch. They can't take a transaction or an experience that they're involved in and be able to port it to another channel easily. That's what omnichannel is all about. Omnichannel is being able to start on any channel and have the exact same experience from one channel to the other, from on the web to mobile to a call center, and being able to switch from one channel to another. That's something that most insurers aren't able to master today, that clients are able to experience in other industries. So this is a great example of where other industries are affecting what's happening in the insurance space. And when a client moves from one channel to the other, they expect to be able to take a transaction, move it from one channel, keep it going in another channel without any disruption. That's where a lot of the legacy issues and the multi-channel issues that insurers are facing today is coming to bear real time. And that's kind of like a table stakes issue that doesn't even really dive down into the other digital aspects of running a business today. The problem with being able to form an omni-channel type of experience often has to do with the tools and the systems that an insurance company is leveraging. Because right now in a multi-channel environment, you have different development teams developing the experience for each channel. What insurers need to do is adopt a platform that enables them to develop once and then launch into multiple channels. With that sort of a single approach, they can maintain a consistent process. And plus being able to support simple things such as HTML5 so that a client can go from a tablet to a mobile phone to a desktop and have the experience change with the format of the device. Most insurance companies, especially large established insurance companies, tend to use more of a waterfall development process, which means that rollout processes tend to be extremely long. Most of the insurance clients that I deal with are moving towards an agile methodology. That means that development times are shorter, and it includes, this is the important part, getting the business people involved in the development of any new solution. Because in the past, what would happen is specs would be taken, would be given to a development team, they would go away for 6 to 9 months, come back with something, and the business people would say, that's not what I wanted. You misinterpreted what I said. Today, with an agile technology and making business people part of the development team, it's very easy to rapid prototype solutions so that the business people can see what they're asking for right up front, and they can make tweaks very quickly. And then as the solution comes together, the development team is able to add on depth and add on more rules and processes, and everybody knows what it looks like. So this way here, when we're working with clients, we have projects going up live in 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, and what is being delivered, because business has been involved in the process, is spot on to what the business was trying to get to from a strategy perspective. Are insurance companies moving towards more of a bi-modal IT structure? Absolutely. And there's 2 reasons for this. One is that, first of all, insurance companies need to be able to develop an underlying overall architecture and set of platforms that they can build upon to create a future for themselves in 5, 10, 20 years. Quite often in the past, a new shiny tool came out, whether it was a technology or a process or a product or a line of business, and a knee-jerk response of bringing in a tool that didn't fit a longer-term strategy often hobbles an insurance company, because then they're stuck trying to work around that shiny new toy. But at the same time, insurers need to be able to have architectures and products that will be able to respond quickly to changes in strategy, changes in the marketplace, et cetera. So that the way that Pega tends to work with our clients is we give them a platform that enables them to separate their front office capabilities from their back office legacy systems, so that they can continue to leverage the investment they've made in the legacy systems and provide front office capabilities and access points that are much easier to use and manages the entire process that will take care of touching back and feeding information to all of those legacy systems. So that in this way here, once you're able to insulate the front office from the back office, that also gives the insurance company the ability to address those back office issues incrementally over time, as opposed to a big bang type of effort. That gives them the flexibility to build for the long term while responding to immediate business needs. Will automation continue to play a role in the insurance space? Absolutely. The speed, I think, will continue to grow, mostly because, especially since insurance companies have a tremendous amount of legacy systems currently in place, there are new tools available, such as robotics, that can help them in the short term eliminate such things as redundant data entry that might be human enacted, as opposed to being able to automate full back-end processes, which would be like the full automated robotics. And at the same time, being able to take things such as predictive and adaptive analytics, be able to leverage that when working with clients or agents or brokers to be able to predict what the client wants or what the client needs and to respond to that. So that this way here, by leveraging all that together, they can fully create an orchestrated process that today is managed almost completely by human beings. I think the key issue is to be able to respond proactively to changes in the marketplace. It doesn't really matter how much business you sell today. It's whether or not you can manage that marketplace and identify what's being profitable, what's the losers, and what you need to jettison. This is not only from a product perspective, but from a channel perspective. Insurers that have insight into the way that their books of business are developing, the way that their channels are developing, and have a process in place to respond to those changes quickly and effectively, are going to be the long-term winners. I think we saw a big example of that when we had the financial collapse a couple of years ago, especially on the life side. This was true for the property casualty side also, but especially on the life side, insurance companies woke up to the fact that they are not nimble enough to quickly change their product, their structures, the go-to-market processes on a dime. And that sort of learning needs to be taken and brought forward going ahead into the future, so that as business develops, they will have the internal mechanisms to respond to market changes.